What's going on, guys? It's Gendo here, and welcome to episode 5 of my For the Love of the Game series. And after the utter disappointment that was losing to Berwick in the promotion playoffs last season, we get to open this season with them. That's right, Queen's Park's taking on Berwick at home at Hampton Park to open the new League 2 season. But before we get to that, we must go over everything that's transpired since the end of last season, so all the transfers, the new teams that we're going to be going over, the cup competitions that just passed by, and where we are going to be predicted this upcoming season. And as you can see, we're going to start off with that. The odds makers don't favor us at all. They think that we are going to be in a relegation battle with East Stirlingshire and Annan. Definitely don't want to be in that spot, and I believe that the odds makers put us in either 7th or 8th last season, so we completely shattered expectations by them by getting into the promotion playoffs. But as you can see, we are long shot odds to even winning the league. Stenhouse Mirror, who were relegated last season along with Airdrie, of course the two favorites of gaining promotion and getting back into League 1. So aside from that, we definitely have our work cut out for us. Like I said, as a amateur side, that's goes without saying. So being the amateur side that we are, we have the luxury of bringing in players and letting them go without any penalties. And this is a lot of transfers that we made during the off season. We'll first start with the outs, and two names that definitely you can see that I've thought were going to be poached, but didn't think that would actually happen. Craig Anderson was picked up by Stranraer, and he was definitely one of my main players in the midfield last season. And then William Muir, my backup goalkeeper, he was picked up by Ross County, and I assume that he's going to be trained up by Ross County as a backup keeper. Everyone else along this side was just straight up released. Ben Anthony, John Bateson, Tony Stevenson, and then the last three coming from this side that never really got a chance in this team because I didn't really feel that they could contribute too much. So now that we've gone through the outs, let's take a look at some of the ins, and I'm only going to go over the players that I still have on the squad. The first one that I brought in was Dean Horribine, 22-year-old AML, left attacking mid, because I needed more of a presence out on that, especially with the formations that I use, the 4-4-1-1 and the 4-2-3-1. So using his newfound speed and pace, he's 9 on pace, 11 acceleration, decent mentals, decent technical skills. I think he is a solid pick for a League 2 side, and I expect him to be one of the main contributors to this side of the season in terms of assists. We then have David Cohen, who is our new right back, taking over for Josh Bateson. He's 33 years old, and he's well-traveled. He's been to Dundee. He was originally at Newcastle, but then made his name for himself at Motherwell. Dundee, he had some great form, and then Cowdenbeath. But he's, like I said, 33 years old. His speed isn't all that there, but I want him to train up some of the youngsters as well. So he's going to be split playing time with a couple other right backs that I have brought in. And one of those is Josh Horn, another 22 years old, he's more on the pacey side, not as much on the defensive side as I would have liked. So I want to try and use his pace to play the ball up the wing more than actually be a proper defender. So maybe I'll use him as more like a wing-back role if I ever choose to use a wing-back tactic. But yeah, more pace than anything. Should probably get him on some sort of training regimen to work up his defensive stats. These next two were loanee goalkeepers in that I wanted to try out, but they didn't work out. So I picked this man off the block. His name is Derek Soder, 34 years old, and while he's not the fastest guy in the block, he's got the best shot stopping and aerial ability over Connor McCluskey. So I'm going to rotate these keepers back in and out, especially since McCluskey's injured to start the season. He's been getting a lot more playing time, and he looks fairly decent. 11 on one-on-ones, and like I said, not as fast. He's starting to slow down. As you can see, arrow was going down, not always good. McCluskey is still my first team keeper, but having him as a backup definitely helps as well. You have been released. You were a mid. Andy Gibson was a midfielder that didn't really pan out in the end. Harry Stewart, also a midfielder, didn't pan out in the end. But now we get into some of the strikers that I picked up, since the crop that I had did not really pan out in the end as well. Jordan Garden, I picked him up. He's an 18-year-old trialist. He was originally a trialist. Not as fast as you would think, 9 pace, 10 acceleration, but 15 natural fitness is always good. 11 finishing, 11 dribbling, 11 first touch. Um, I expect him, along with Ross McPherson, to be my new first choice strikers, and hopefully they can pair themselves up well and start banging in goals for us. Outside of that, we have Aaron Linus. Aaron Linus is a midfielder, 19 years old. I dropped him down to my under 20 side because I felt that he was good, but he was good to develop, but not good enough to be on the full team side. So I'll give him another year to develop and then boost him up to the first team side. I want to say same thing with Craig Watson. Yeah, Craig Watson, a 20-year-old center back who's a great defensive skills, 12 marking, 12 tackling, but his speed definitely needs a little work. So I'm going to drop him into the under 20 side and develop that, and then boost him up to the main squad the next season. Colin Granger, 18-year-old striker who on paper looks like he would be a great addition to the first team side, but I'm going to let him go one more year in the under 20s just to develop his pace, if not his finishing. He's got 11 pace, 11 acceleration, 11 finishing. He's got a lot of 11s, 14 teamwork. He's a pretty solid striker to begin with. I really hope that he can stick around after this year so we can start building the team with him as well. After that, we have Mark Russell, who is a 19-year-old striker. It's more of a development project than anything. The only thing he has going for him is his pace. His attacking stats leave something to be desired. So maybe I want him to be more of a winger, use his pace up the left side. He does have an 8 crossing, so I may not use him as a striker. I may use him more as a winger in the future. And then finally we have Ross Gilmore, who is a 21-year-old right back. He is the guy I'm using to be trained by David Cohen. You can see he's not all that pacey, but he's good in the air and he's got solid defensive skills. So I want to try and use him. I want to try and use him as much as possible alongside David Cohen. Get the good tutoring between the two going on. All right, that's pretty much all the ins and outs of all my players. Nothing else has changed aside from that. So let's get into what we've done in our friendlies and our cups, and as you can see, it has not gone very well at all. In the 4 friendlies that we placed, we only won 1, and that was against Northern Irish side Coleraine, and we defeated them 2-1. Everything else was a draw or a loss. Down in the cup competitions, in the first round of the Challenge Cup, we faced off against Greenock Morton at home, but lost to them 2-1. We held them off pretty solidly during the first half. They didn't score their first goal until the 57th minute, but then it was almost rapid fire. One there, and then 5 minutes later. They backed off a bit as we didn't really have any solid attacking chances. 8 shots, 2 of them on target, majority possession, but Morton just continued to barrage our net and forcing our keeper to make some pretty spectacular saves. But yeah, like I said, it's a cup competition. It was never one I was going to factor into at all. But then following that, we then played in the League Cup versus Cowdenbeath and lost 2-1. We actually scored a goal, and it was from Dean Horribine. Within the first minute, he got us in the lead against Cowdenbeath. However, they retaliated 3 minutes later to knot it up, and then a penalty kick in the 48th minute, just on the other side of halftime, gave them the lead and gave them the lead for good. We actually held our own against Cowdenbeath, 12 shots, 5 of them on target, majority possession, but having Dwayne Coltrus go out injured for us, not all that great. So he's going to be out for, I think he was out for a week already, And yeah, he's going to be out for 2 more weeks with a damaged elbow. I don't know if I'm going to keep him up on the full squad side. That may determine, or what may be determinant in that is how many other of my center mids are injured. Alright, so enough stalling. Let's get on to this first match of the new season. Queen's Park versus Berwick. Berwick are going to come out with a 5-3-2 formation. A lot of play in the middle I can see coming along with that. We're going to go with the 4-4-1-1 we have here, and we're going to put McCluskey in net since he's now semi-fit and can play out there. We're going to have David Cohen out on the right. Danny McNulty coming in from Motherwell, who are our main parent club. 18-year-old center back, really pacey, good on the defensive stats. Andy McLean and Bernard Cole are going to finish out the flat four. Mid four will consist of Horribine, McCall, another loanee in from Motherwell, 19 years old, and again, definitely using for his pace. 12 pace, 12 acceleration. Want to use him more for his passing to try and develop something through the middle. Martin McBride makes his return, and Jack Boyle will be out on the left. Sitting in the cam position is Ciaran McElroy, and Jordan Garden will get the start as our striker this season. So let's go out there and try and grab some points against a team that thoroughly demolished us last season. Alright, and we kick off this new season. Of course, we're going to be in our black and white hoops, and Berwick going against the Kit Clash will be in blue and white. And already 5 minutes in, Berwick coming in strong. Good save by McCluskey there. Playing out to the left within the first 8 minutes of this match. We give it up to Boyle. Let's see if he can get around. He gives it up to Garden, and Garden was onside, and that puts us up 1-0 on Berwick after just 8 minutes. Great play up the left and able to cross it in and find Garden there just onside and just beating his last man to get that strong goal, strong finish. 18 minutes on, now we come up the right, we get a cross in, and Garden makes it 2 off his head. The cross going right around the Berwick defender, and Garden was the only man there, the only man who can reach it. It's 2-0. 23 minutes on, we had a strong run coming up that left side. However, it's now pushed all the way back into our zone. Maybe we can come up here. McBride out to Boyle on the left. Can't really find anyone. Cole throws it forward. No one there on the end of it. And it's played all the way across the other side. Oh, we get it right back. Ciaran McElroy coming through. Takes a shot, but it is saved by the Berwick keeper. Very strong opening first half, I'm not going to lie. We're doing fairly well. But we need to keep up this level of performance and not let Berwick start putting us on the back foot. Good save by McCluskey from that long shot. You know, sometimes those can be a little dangerous. We now are coming up the left. Cole trying to find some space, but oh, we get it back. Boyle which finds a cross. There is Garden in there. No, McElroy. Someone else. Oh, who was that? Did Garden fall down? Garden fell down and kicked it softly into the net. He has his hat trick on his debut match for Queen's Park. Take a bow, son. That's actually very nice. You're doing very well. But unfortunately on the other end, we have to come in and give up a penalty right on the edge of the box. So our good run of form is now taking a little tumble as Berwick could very easily make it 3-1 right here. Steps up. Oh, and if McCluskey didn't move, he would have saved that. It's 3-1 to Berwick now after 35 minutes. And this is fixing to be a high-scoring match. One of their players goes off injured. With the way both sides are playing, this is fixing to be a high-scoring match. We go into halftime up 3-1. Just keep it going. I'm pleased with your performance. Keep it up. think I should start telling my guys to tighten up. Counter. Take off, play wider. And that should be it. Yeah, you don't want to tell them tighten up when you already have them telling to play wider. 72 minutes have gone. I'm going to start taking off players. Ciaran McElroy is going to come out for Adarabioyo. McNulty is going to come out for Buwaji, and those are the only two subs I'm going to make right now. So I got one in the attack, one fresh pair of legs in the attack, one fresh one on the defense. So after we have Burrick has a corner in actually, and that just fizzled out. I'm surprised it kind of fizzled out. I thought it was going to I thought it was going to be another one of those short angle shots. But we survived that, and now I need to make a decision on who is my final sub. I guess my final sub will be James Beattie for Martin McBride up in the middle. And with 7 minutes plus stoppage time, I'll tell the guys to one more time to tighten up and hold on to this 3-1 lead. We get a throw in with 3.5 left to go. Garden was not fast enough to go catch up to that ball. Burrick throwing it over the top. Ooh, good save by McCluskey, turning it around the post. They do get a corner out of it. Burke whipping it in. Oh, what a strike. And it is 3-2 to Burrick with 2 minutes plus stoppage. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, but luckily that's all come and gone. And there's full-time whistle. Queen's Park getting off to the right start with a 3-2 victory over Burrick. Good win, boys. Definitely could have a little bit more work to do in the back, but overall, starting off and getting 3 points, can't really ask for much better. Jordan Garden with a debut hat trick for Queen's Park. Awesome start for us. And now, I guess, you know, when it comes to a series like this, I don't really know exactly when is a good point to put it back up. I think the next point is, well, we're not gonna really do anything in the Scottish Cup, so I'm not gonna live com that. I think the next live com will actually be a double live com against Clyde and Albion Rovers, and well, depending on how everything feels, we may do Stenhouse Mirror, but definitely Clyde and Albion Rovers all the way down here in the middle of November. So until that time, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please go and hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comments, questions, suggestions, anything else, please leave in the comment box below. But until next time, this is Gendo. I will see you in the next video. Take care and peace out.